Okay. So hi and welcome to the Lyca Radio Network. I'm Radiowalli. Lovely to finally virtually meet you. How are you?
I'm absolutely fantastic, Sheena, aka Radiowalli, and give my love to everyone in the UK.
So firstly, thank you for sparing us the time. Obviously, the trailer is dropped and it's the most talked about trailer at the moment. How are you finding the reception globally as well as locally?
It's absolutely fantastic, and especially after doing, the rounds of all the prestigious film festivals, which also included the London Film Festival, and recently Melbourne Film Festival. I think we're all set to make people watch the film, which is extremely close to our hearts, on 13th of September on Zee5 Global. Please go and bless the film as soon as possible.
So obviously, at the moment, there's a lot of you've got a lot going on in terms of your professional status. Obviously, three is still being spoken about. You've almost apne dhoom macha diya hai at the moment in the cinematic world, and literally you are living the hi-fi life. How are you faring with it all? How are you kind of finding the journey of that?
It's amazing, yeah. I mean, I think God has been very kind and made me reach at the right place at the right time to catch hold, make me catch hold of all these films because it's amazing that you reach a city like Mumbai, which is so fickle and so uncertain. You really have to, and there's so many people gunning for the same role. And I think 3-1 and 3-2 both are one of the integral parts of my career. And you mentioned 3-3. Whenever that happens, I'm hoping and praying that that also is able to make such an amazing mark in people's heart.
Does that mean you're already giving us an exclusive? Because something I do in all my interviews is I always ask for an exclusive. So ये तो इंटरव्यू आपने शुरुआत में ही आपने दे दिया कि there's a 3-3 happening and looming in the background for you.
Yeah, with that number, with those unprecedented numbers, it's pretty obvious that there will be another part.
Okay. Well, thank you for that. We definitely look forward to that. Now, coming on to Berlin, which is, why you're giving us your time today. Obviously, this is a film that is away from what your audience love you for at the moment. You are very appreciated for the level of comedy you deliver. Because I always say whenever I speak to an artist or an actor, okay, you can learn how to do a lot of acting skills in terms of emotions. I think comedy is one of the hardest things to learn, and you've mastered that. And this film that you've got now under your belt, which is Berlin, is almost the polar opposite of that. So you're starting to show a whole new level of your talent skill. So how did you prepare for the role of something that is so unknown to you?
So, Sheena, of course, you're right that, I mean, both the things, serious cinema and comedy are two very different ball games, and they require, uh, equal amount of hard work and equal amount of seriousness. It's funny that
Yeah.
comedy is also serious business, you know. But coming to Berlin, which is definitely far away from any comedy or light-hearted films I've done so far. It's something very pure, very organic, and very well written and directed by Atul Sabharwal. Uh, it's a film where I play a sign language interpreter, another very different and difficult thing to do. For about 2 months, I learned sign language. Even the more difficult part was that you know we don't. I mean, once you learn the sign language, when I say that, okay, hi Sheena, it's amazing to talk to you. That I've said in a particular flow. When I start signing it, I say, hi Sheena, it was lovely talking to you. But it
Yeah.
can start as it was lovely talking to you, Sheena. It can go the other way around, you know?
Right.
So that's something which is even more difficult because my character in the film talks and signs both. So I was talking straight and signing the other way around. So that made it a little more difficult. Apart from that, I also had to remember the other character's dialogue, which is Ashok in this uh, case, played by Ashwag. Uh, so that made things a little difficult. And also, sign language is not something which we are given to learn in school.
No.
It's not a part of our textbooks. It's not a part of our growing up days. And not very often you come across or cross paths with, uh, you know, people from that community. So it's not something which came very naturally. It was difficult. Also, I'm not in school anymore. I've crossed the learning age. So yeah, I mean, let's be honest on that
I
as
don't
well.
believe that at all. I think you're always learning, and I think jab tak aap saans le rahe ho na, you are always learning. And your school days weren't that far away. They were only just a few
Yeah.
years back.
I just wrote my 10th exams 2 years ago.
Exactly.
That's
Exactly.
it.
अभी तो खेलने कूदने की उम्र है हमारी.
Yeah.
I think
I was just getting bricks about my maths exam 2 years ago.
exactly. I feel your pain. I'm in the same boat. Do you know, it's something that I think for me, what I really want to understand is obviously as a radio presenter, and you've had the background, you've worked, you've had the exposure of being a radio jockey like myself. And we always get asked questions around how do you convey your emotions through a mic where people can't see you, they can only hear you. So I guess what I want to know here is not only did you have to remember the physical signing of what you were doing, you had to remember the dialogues of everybody else on the scene, but you also had to remember how to portray the emotion while you're signing. How
Of
was
course.
that? How did you prepare to do that? And was it challenging?
Of course, it was challenging, and you were talking about the voice modulation and everything. It's always a part of the entire process. And I think when I joined theater initially, when I was doing radio, I had not joined theater to become an actor. I had joined theater to actually become a better radio jockey, to
Right.
catch all of the exercises for voice modulation and everything. So it started way long ago, and touchwood, now I'm able to, I would like to believe, modulate my voice according to different characters. This one had it didn't have a very up tempo, very uh, quirky, quicky, character to my voice. It was very simple. It was very normal. It was very subtle, sadharan. And yeah, I mean, I think that's something which did the trick.
And I think that's probably what's helped you to shape the character as well and get in touch with it. I remember reading somewhere you said in an interview that silence is good for the soul. And that really resonated because I think sometimes, especially working as a radio jockey or in the arts world or as an actor, we feel कि अगर कोई silence है तो जल्दी उसको भर दो. But actually silence is... So can you tell me a little bit more about what that quote means to you?
Sheena, first of all, that's a very good question, and that's a very good pick from one of my past interviews. That
Thank you.
yes, I am not a very good listener. I'm trying to be a good listener. I'm trying to hang out with people who make me a good listener. I'm trying to hang out with people whom I love listening to, actually. So, uh,
I'll send you the details for my show. You're more than welcome to listen.
so yeah, I mean, I think silence is something which really teaches you a lot, which really makes you think a lot in a very different way. So I think this is a problem with radio jockeys, that we love talking so much that sometimes we forget to be silent, we forget to listen, we forget to be good listeners. And it's a conscious practice which I've just started, and I would like to believe it will make me a better human being and eventually a better actor as well.
So can you share some tips and tricks with people? Because it is something that people do say
I tape
that...
myself up. I tape myself up. Simple.
Hi, Sheena. Sorry, I'm interrupting.
I don't brush early in the morning so that I can, and I don't talk without brushing. So
that's the trick.
No,
okay,
no,
so
okay.
a final question from us. As I said, I always ask for something a little bit exclusive, something a little bit different that perhaps your listeners or your viewers don't know. Is there anything you can share with us as a nice exclusive?
यार लोगों को ये नहीं पता है कि मुझे भूलने की बीमारी. I don't remember shit. I don't remember things at all. But having said that, dialogues याद हो जाते हैं. So yeah, that's it.
Thank you so much. Any final messages for your viewers and listeners right here in London?
Yes, of course. I mean, 13th September onwards, Zee5 Global Pyariya Berlin. Please go and bless the film and keep listening to Radiowalli.
Thank you so much. And can I ask for the sake of the video, can you do a little sign to say, just introduce yourself and say, listen to radio.
The problem is, Sheena, the problem is that I haven't used the sign language for the past 2.5 years. We shot the film 2 years ago. and it's not something I'm in touch with. And
You've lost it all.
whatever little I remember, it'll be unfair to do it in an incorrect way because it's somebody's mother tongue and they are very emotional about it. And I don't want to
Of
piss the
course.
community off. And I
In
have
that case,
immense love and
we'll
respect
just
for
we'll just do my traditional heart.
them. What is it? How do you do it?
It's literally just the heart. Lots of love.
Love it.
Thank you so
Bye bye.
much. Thank you. Take care.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye bye.